Well, good morning everybody. How y'all doing? Pretty good here, and welcome to the channel. I'm going to do kind of a crazy little experiment today. There's something that I've been wondering about regarding the bed of the Tacoma back here. Specifically, these little storage compartments that are back here. You guys can see there's one here, and of course there's one here. And what I've been kind of wondering is, are they waterproof? Now, there's no gasket or seal or anything like that on them, so I'm not quite sure that that they will be. But I was thinking, you know, if you store stuff in there, I don't know, bungee cords or gloves or a hat or maybe even something electrical, I don't know. I think I may have seen somebody put a compressor in one of those. Just a small one, you know, to fill up the tires or whatever if you need to. But I'm curious, so we're going to do a little experiment, and we're going to see if indeed those are waterproof, or at least watertight. All right, let's go ahead and get the bed open, or the tailgate as it were. Set you guys up right there, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to open these up, and I'm just going to put some paper towel in there, and then I'm going to close the lid on both sides. And we're going to spray them with a little bit of water. Now, I'm not going to blast it. I'm really going to try to simulate what would happen if it was raining, I guess, a little bit. So let's go ahead and get some paper towels in there. Of course, these just twist off and then the whole plate comes off. And you can see there is some dirt and stuff in there. So obviously something must get inside. So we're going to see. Go ahead, and I'm just going to stick a paper towel in there, because that'll be pretty easy to see if indeed they do get wet. And we'll go over here to the other side and do the same thing. My paper towel torn off of there. This one, of course, is smaller, and you can see inside there that indeed there is what looks like the remnants of water or dirt or whatever in there. And they do have holes in the back, so that would make me believe that they do need to drain. So let me go ahead and get this one in here, fold it in half, go ahead and put the lid back on, and then I'm going to grab the hose down here, you guys can see, and again, I'm not going to blast them. I'm just going to spray a bit of water in there and see if indeed anything does get wet. So I'll go grab the hose and proceed. All right, got the hose here, you guys can see. Let's put some water in here. So we'll say that's just a rain, you know, it's just raining. Granted, this is probably a fairly heavy rain. Go ahead and hit the other side. And I think if it can withstand, you know, water like this, probably going to be okay. The rain obviously would be coming down from, you know, the sky. There you go. Go over here. It's a heavy downpour, you know, one of those springtime storms, you know. Again, I really doubt it would hit it this hard. All right, let's go ahead and see what we've got. Hopefully I won't get soaked now. Go ahead and check the, let's check the little one first. There we go. Alright, what do we got here? Whoa. Oh, look at that. You guys can see there, hopefully. Obviously it did get wet in the front, would have spread to the back, I'm sure. And that wasn't really a blasting rain. I mean, it was probably a little exaggerated, but still. And let's look inside. You guys can see a little bit of water there in the front. Nothing to the back yet, but that side did indeed get wet. So let's go ahead and put the lid back on and check the other side. All right, let's go over here now. Get you guys set so you can see the first view of it, as will I. Oh wow, check that out. You guys can see the paper towel in there. It's very wet in there. Go ahead and pull that out. Wow. Well, there you go. A lot of water on that one. Let's check and see. I didn't look to see if there were drain holes in the back here. And there are. You can see one in the corner there, and I'm guessing, yeah, one in the corner here that you can actually see down below. There's 3 in there. So it does have rain or water holes in it, I guess, for drainage. Let's go ahead and put this one back on. Okay. So again, here are the paper towels. This one obviously was really soaked. This one, of course, is much wetter now, but it wasn't quite as bad, but it would have been after time. So, what does that mean? You know, I wasn't really quite sure what would happen, to be honest with you. I'd never tried that before, and was just thinking the other day, you know, if I was to store stuff in there, because I've thought about it, you know, like bungee cords or maybe a pair of gloves or whatever, you know, what would happen? Well, now we know. They are not watertight. I suppose you could put some sort of a foam or rubber seal, you know, around the edges, maybe some kind of a weather stripping or whatever. It wouldn't take much because, you know, when it rains, it's not going to blast directly on them like I was. Now, I will say I wasn't fully on that hose. It's not like I was going full bore blasting at them, but you know, the rain's going to fall down obviously and then blow around in the bed. But still, given the water spots that were in there before I started, I think that's pretty indicative that they do get wet. And after this test, we know that they do. So I guess as far as storing anything in there, I'm not quite sure what you would store in there then in that case. You know, bungee cords, if they're going to get wet, eventually they're going to rot because you're constantly getting them wet, and then being in this black bed, they're going to heat up when the sun is out like it is now, and it's going to degrade them quicker and probably would cause them to break eventually, I would think. As far as gloves go, you know, if you need gloves, you really don't want to put on a wet pair of gloves to do whatever it is you're trying to do, I wouldn't think. Especially, you know, if you're in a winter climate and you're kind of in that transition period where you're getting some rain and then it freezes or whatever, and you go to pull those gloves out because, I don't know, you're changing a flat tire or whatever, and they're soaking wet or frozen. So I'm not quite sure what they're really good for. I'd be curious to know what you guys think. What do you use those things for? Do you use them at all? And I guess I'd question whether they have, you know, any valid use now, and perhaps instead of making these storage areas back here, they could be put to some better use. Maybe something a little more practical that indeed is going to hold up in weather. Or they could put some sort of seal on them or something like that so that indeed they don't get soaking wet. Anyway, appreciate you guys watching. I just wanted to come out here, do a little bit of an experiment, see what you guys think. It's kind of crazy, I know. But what do you do with these things? As usual, appreciate you guys watching. Please give this video a big thumbs up. Click that subscribe button if you haven't before. And we'll see you next time on the web. Have a good day. Bye.